Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to breathe our way to better health. Now, breathing is a very important part of yoga, and it has many benefits, such as calming our emotional state, reducing stress, helping us to concentrate better, and improving our sleep. So today we're going to focus on proper breathing. Now, 40% of people do not breathe properly. So we're going to try and help to understand how to breathe well during the day and make it a habit. Now, if we're breathing in a meditative state, we'll probably only breathe 4 times in a minute. So that sounds very slow. All right, let's take a seat and start to concentrate on our breathing. Now, breathing is a bit like filling a glass up with water and then emptying the glass out. So when we fill a glass up, we start at the abdomen. We start down at the bottom. And let's divide the lungs up into 3 parts: the abdomen, the ribs, and the chest. So let's fill that glass full of water by breathing down into the belly. Now expand the belly out, or your abdomen. Then bring the breath up to your chest, up to your rib cage and your back. And let's breathe out into the chest, into the ribs, and down into the abdomen or belly. Let's do that again. Breathe into the belly, expand it out. Breathe into the ribs, breathe into the chest. Now breathe out into the chest, out into the ribs, and draw your navel in to breathe out in the belly. And let's continue. Just quietly in your own mind, start to fill up the belly, the ribs, chest and back, and breathe out, chest and back, ribs, draw the navel in, belly. And let's do 2 or 3 more of those. Okay. Now we're going to slow that breath down a little bit more by holding the breath out and holding the breath in. So this is a little bit more challenging. So if you can't manage to do it, don't hold your breath in or out quite so much. Let's start with the abdomen. Breathe into the belly, ribs, chest and back. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out in the chest, ribs, navel in, draw the belly in. Hold the breath out for 1, 2, 3. Now breathe into the belly, expand it out. Ribs, chest, hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Hold that breath out. 1, 2, and 3. Do that 3 more times. Finish your last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. And relax. Now I'm going to take a lie down and start with some stretches on the floor. So bring the hands behind the knees, breathe in, lift up tall, breathe out. Walk your hands down the backs of legs. Let's take a lie down. Start to focus on breathing into the belly. Now make sure your shoulder blades are comfortably flat. You can place hands on the belly, one on top of the other, and rest your elbows on the floor. Let's just breathe into the belly. Now let's practice breathing into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Breathe out into the chest, ribs, and belly. One more time. Belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs and belly. Let's take a big stretch in, big stretch, arms over the head, toes point to the floor. Let's reach to the opposite ends of the room. And then bring your arms down to your sides and walk your feet to the end position with knees bent. Then walk your feet out nice and wide. Bring your arms out wide and lower your knees to one side, lift them up and lower them to the other. So listen up into your back and your hips. Now we're going to focus on our breathing throughout our yoga today. So I want you to be very conscious, particularly when you hold a posture, to then engage the breathing. Oh, okay, beautiful. Now we're going to walk those feet so they're in line with the hips. And bring the knees to the chest just one at a time. And we're going to lower them down to one side, turn the head to the other side. Now ideally the knees and the ankles should be stacked, but that's okay if they're not. Now, check into your ribs. See what it's like breathing, as your breath will change according to the posture you're in. Now let's breathe into the chest, perhaps even down to the belly if you can. Now extend the legs, so hopefully you're stacking your ankles and your feet. So if you're not, one hip is rolling back. Now that's okay because it takes a little bit of time to be able to stack those legs perfectly. So just work towards it. Shoulder blades should be on the floor. Let's take 3 breaths here. Okay, let's bend the knees, bring the knees up to your chest, lower them down to the other side. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the floor and turn your head the opposite direction. Now, just attempt to stack your knees and ankles. Let's feel how that twist is going. See if we're getting a good strong twist. Take 3 breaths into the chest. Now extend your legs, ideally they're in line with your hips. Now let's bend those knees, come back into the end position. As we now want to roll up into a ramp. So hands by the sides. Let's breathe in, just arch into the back just a little bit. Breathe out, navel to spine. Then bring your tail forward. Draw your waist nice and flat. Your lower back should be flat on the floor. And then peel off 1 vertebrae at a time. This is a beautiful stretch for your back. So you're breathing out. Pick your head up and lower it down to make sure the neck doesn't get squeezed up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Have the palms down on the floor. And with your knees, I want you to try and draw the knees towards the toes or towards the wall. So you're lifting the hips up a little higher, you're squeezing your buttocks a little firmer, and you've got this feeling of a nice stretch from the hips down to the knees. Okay, beautiful. You can heel toe your feet a little bit closer, and now we're going to lift one foot up to the ceiling, keeping the hips at the same height. Now I'm going to roll down if you can. So rolling down. Now if you can't do this with a leg lifted, put the foot down and roll down with 2 feet on the floor. But if you can, join me. Now flatten the lower back, tighten the tummy, lift the hips up. Well done. Now let's put that foot down and try with the other leg. So reaching up to the ceiling, push through the heel, get a big stretch in the leg, and let's breathe in, breathe out. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, draw the navel in, rolling that whole lower back down on the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time. Okay, beautiful. And let's breathe in, breathe out, roll back up again, lifting up nice and high. That's it. And let's place the foot down, give the buttocks a little squeeze, draw the knees forward. So we're lifting up into the hips, try to keep your rib cage nice and flat, so we don't want to use the back muscles and the ribs, we just want to use the buttocks. That's it, lovely. Let's breathe into the belly and breathe out, roll back down again, 1 vertebrae at a time. Lovely, and bring the knees to chest 1 at a time.
So let's just rock from side to side. Now it can be a vigorous rock or just a gentle rock. Beautiful. Now we're going to do some stretching. So let's place one foot down on the floor. In the end position, lift the other leg up. Hold the hands just above the knee, and if it's uncomfortable, below the knee. Keep a little bend in your knee because we're stretching the back of that thigh. Now the other leg, if you feel quite comfortable, you can extend it along the floor. Tighten the waist, flatten your waist and hips, and you can stay here for a stretch in the back of your leg, or you can bring your chin to chest and draw your torso up. Take a walk with your hands up to your ankle and just drop your chin down. So your chin should not be on your chest, but it should be lifted about, distance of a golf ball. Shoulders are drawn downwards, so the shoulders are right away from the neck. Take 3 breaths into the belly. Take a walk with your hands down your leg, and now I'm going to bring the leg out to the side. So let's guide that leg over, and let's make sure the shoulder blades are flat. Now some people have a lot of stretch in their hips and probably can bring the leg to the floor. But if you're a little bit stiffer like I am, you just place your hand under your leg and support it in the position where both hips are on the floor. So we don't want to be going on the floor and lifting the hip and the shoulder. I want to make sure the shoulder and the hip are anchored down and we're getting a big stretch on the inner thigh. So keep that leg out to the side. Try not to be on a diagonal. Just out to the side is a good place to be. Now let's lift the leg up to the ceiling and lower that leg down to the other side. Now for some of you, it will just be a small weight across the body. And that's perfectly okay because you're looking for a stretch in the hip. For others, your leg will probably go fairly comfortably down to the floor. So you want to have it like an L shape. So that's what we're looking for, is an L. All right, so just working towards that. Let's take 3 big breaths into that hip. Okay. Let's lift that leg up again. We've got half a happy baby. So hold the outer edge of the knee and bring the knee out wide. You can also bring your hand to your ankle or hold the instep or outer edge of the foot, whatever is best for you. Make sure your hips, both hips are on the floor, and let's stretch into this hip. This is a nice strong position to stretch the hip. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. So you shouldn't be pulling down with your hand. You should just have nice soft shoulders. So let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Now breathe into the belly. Ribs, chest, and breathe out. Chest, belly, or ribs and belly. Let's breathe in again. Belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. So let's get into that habit right now. Beautiful. Let's release that leg, place it down, and lift the other leg up. Okay, beautiful. So hands behind the other thigh, below the knee or above the knee. Staying in this position, or if you're quite comfortable extending the bent knee, then extend it along the mat. And draw your navel down, lift your torso up, as long as your neck stays lovely and comfy, and relax the shoulders down. Chin drops towards the chest, but not on the chest. Okay, let's breathe. Let's try that breathing again. Breathe into the belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. One more time. Belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Lower yourself down. And let's bring that leg across the body. So again, this is going to depend on your flexibility. So let's stretch into the hip. If you can bring your leg to the floor, that's wonderful. If not, just leave it a bit higher and support it with your hand. So you just want to feel comfortable. The leg should be like a capital L. So the leg is the bottom part of the L and the torso is the upright of the L. So let's breathe. So you're going to be a little bit limited in this position to do your full breath. But have a go and see what you can manage. All right, now let's lift that leg up, lower the leg out to the other side. Now again, it's going to depend on your flexibility, keeping both hips on the floor and the leg out to the side. So that's it, I'm having to move over a little because the wall is limiting me just a little bit. So let's get that inner thigh stretch. Trying to keep that leg in that same L position as much as you can. Now this one's a little bit easier to do our breathing. So let's breathe into the belly, into ribs, chest, and breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Let's do that again. Belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Are we getting the hang of it now? Lifting your leg up, we've got half a happy baby. So let's bend that knee, hold the back of the knee and bring the knee wider than the hip. Otherwise you're going to slide the hand to the ankle or hold the instep or outside edge of the foot. Now relax the shoulders. Let's work into that hip. And again, let's try the breath again, getting into practice of breathing into the belly, into ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, belly. And again, breathe into the belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Beautiful work. Okay, so let's do one more hip stretch. So taking the ankle on the knee, hands, now you can just do level 1, hand on the knee and push the knee away. Now a level 2 is hands behind the opposite of the thigh. Now for those who are quite comfortable in this position and would like a little bit more, well, we can lift the leg up to the ceiling and perhaps even take the hands above or below the kneecap and even walk your hands to your ankle but drop your chin to chest. So some of you will be able to do this quite comfortably, and then for some of you, you may be able to bring your leg kind of over your head. I'm not entirely sure if I can do it, but there we go. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, beautiful. And let's take several breaths here. So you're going to have a little bit of a challenge doing the full breath. So just breathe where you can. And that's probably going to be around your back and a little bit into your belly. All right, let's roll ourselves out of this position. Okay, place your foot down. Let's change sides. So let's take the ankle on the knee. Same hand as knee, level 1. Push that knee away. Okay, and level 2, hands behind the opposite thigh. And then if you are comfortable, lifting that leg up to level 3. Hands around the calf, walking your hands up to your ankle. You can stay there. Or if you can, I need a little bit of help. Bring the leg over. So you may not need that assistance. You may be able to just roll easily. And let's just hang on to our foot there. Relax your shoulders and let's breathe just as best we can into the back. Okay, let's undo those legs. Bring the knees to the chest. Now we're going to take the hands behind the knees and we're going to do 2 or 3 little rolls just to warm up our back a little bit. It's a wonderful way to warm up the spine and then lift up into a boat pose. Here we go. Shoulders down, extend your arms forward. Now if you need to hold the backs of your knees or pop your toes on the floor, feel free to do that. Shoulders down, rib cage lifted. Let's reach the arms forward. So we want to keep a nice tall spine, tummy drawn in, chin slightly dropped, looking at your big toes. You can extend your legs up to the ceiling if you can hold that position. Otherwise, just pick something not quite so challenging on hips. Beautiful work. Okay, let's cross those legs and come into a cat position. Legs can go out to the sides. And let's just take a little rest in child's pose, extending those arms forward. Take the opportunity to breathe into your back. Right down from the lower spine to the mid-back, to between the shoulder blades. Okay, so let's take a side stretch. Walk your hands over to the right side and then take your left hand on top of your right to increase the stretch in the left side of the body. So let's breathe into the ribs, expand the ribs out sideways. Big breath into the side of the ribs. And one more. Now walk your hands around to the other side and then place your right hand on top of your left to increase the stretch in that right side. 3 big breaths into the rib cage. Now walk your hands back to the center. Let's lift up into a cat and a down dog. Now walk your heels up and down. So we want to stretch into the ankles and the calves. Stretch your fingers out. Now lower the heels towards the floor. Now it doesn't matter if they reach or not. Don't make your dog short just so your heels go down. Keep it in a medium dog. Not too long, not too short. And then slide shoulders to hips and pull the tummy in. Bring the chest towards the thighs. Now press the base of the thumb and index finger firmly down and lengthen through the insides of the arms so we can switch the backs of those arms on. Now let's take 3 big breaths here. Belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, belly. And again, belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. One more time, breathe into the belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Now move your body forward into an up dog. So we're staying on the toes, drawing the shoulders down, gaze up, nice big back bend, then breathe in, lifting up and breathe out. See if you can do that again. Lower the hips down just gently, whatever you can manage is good. And there we go. Lift the hips up one more time. That's it, beautiful. Just nice and easy. Lift the hips back up. And let's go down to a dolphin. So lower your elbows down, look between your toes. You know, you can gaze down at the floor if you prefer. A little bit stronger on the neck, a bit kinder to the neck if you look between your toes. Or you can clasp your hands together or just rest the hands down, fingers spread out, elbows under shoulders. Let's walk those feet together and see if we can lift one leg up. Keep the feet on the floor if you find this uncomfortable. So let's take 3 breaths here. Just fill up the whole lungs. Breathe out. One more. And then lower the foot down. Lift the other foot up. Breathe in. And out. And lower your foot down. Come into elbow plank. So rock the body forward. Now tighten the tummy. Knees can be on the floor. Feel free to do that. Squeeze the buttocks together, tighten the tummy, slide shoulders to hips and make sure the mid-back is flat. Now we're going into a side plank. So we're taking the left fist, line it up with the right elbow to the side, lift the hand up. If your shoulder needs support, lower the knee to the floor, put the weight into the knee and take it out of the shoulder so you've got no load in the shoulder. Big breaths into the front of the body. Now we're coming back into that elbow plank. This time taking the right fist to the left elbow, lift up, side plank. Knee to floor if you need to, a little bit of extra support for shoulders. 3 big breaths into your lungs, right down to the bottom of the lungs, fill them right up. Okay, beautiful. And coming back down again. Let's lower the knees. Come into child's pose, stretching the arms out if you can. But a nice big stretch. And then we're going to lift up, come into down dog. So short pause. And then we're going to crouch, look between our thumbs. Lunge the right foot forward, back knee down. Flatten the top of the foot.
Now we're going to take our right hand inside our right foot, toe heel of foot out to the side, and you can slide the left knee back a bit if you want a bigger stretch in the hip, and come down to elbows, or if that's too low for you, just come onto hands and bend your elbows. Just make sure you bring your chin to your chest so you're letting your head drop down and the back of the neck stretch. This time we need to breathe into our back, so let's take some big breaths into the back. Now take your hand outside your foot, toe heel your foot a bit closer so your foot and your knee line up with your hips. Okay, I'm going to sweep the arms back, lift up, roll the shoulders back and draw them down. So tuck your back toe under at the back if you find you've got cramp in your foot. Now the arms, you can draw them back. Depends on mobility in arms. Otherwise, just a comfortable position where you can draw shoulders away from ears. Breathe down into the belly. So this is where you can practice that beautiful big breath again. Breathe into the belly, expand it out, into ribs, into chest, breathe out chest, ribs, belly, breathe in belly, ribs, chest, breathe out chest, ribs, belly. Do that one more time at your own pace. Now bring your hands to chest. Pre-twist. Just put your elbow on your knee. That's already a nice strong twist. For those who can do level 2, elbow outside the knee. Pull the tummy in, rotate a little bit more. Take 3 breaths around the front of your body and into your back. Now let's come forward again and place the elbow on the knee. Palm up, close it into a fist, lift the other hand up. Shoulders draw downwards, tummy is in, bend to the side. Now, what you want to do is make sure you're not overreaching with your arm, and that will mean your shoulder comes up to your ear. So sometimes it's better to just bend the elbow and draw the shoulder down. Place the hand behind the head, I should say. Now you can also take the elbow that's on the knee and bring it to the floor. So if you're feeling that you can do that, keeping the rib cage open. Now you can gaze down at the floor or pick a head position that suits you better. Let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Okay, bring your hand down to the floor and let's tuck the back toe under, lift the knee up, come into a down dog. Now just move from side to side to loosen up a little bit into your hips and into your shoulders. And let's crouch, look between the thumbs. Step your left foot forward, right knee down. Flatten the top of the foot. If there's no cramp, take your left hand inside your left foot and heel toe your foot wider. You can slide your right knee back just a little. Bend your elbows to stretch into the hip or go right down to elbows if that's not too strong for your hip. Bring your chin to chest, let the crown of the head face the floor. So you're relaxing into the back of the neck. Take 3 breaths into the belly and into your back. Find out where the air goes in your body. Okay, let's lift up. And we're going to take our hand outside our foot and toe heel the foot back in line with the hip. Now sweep the arms back, lift them up. We've got a crescent, lower the shoulders down, or it's a low lunge. Stretch the fingers out. Check how mobile your shoulders are. Just check the best position for your arms. Breathe into the front of the body and breathe out. Okay, we can do our full breath again. Breathe into the belly, expand it out. Ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs, belly. Breathe in, belly, ribs, chest, breathe out, chest, ribs and belly. One more time at your own pace. And then breathe out, hands to chest and twist. Elbow on knee, pull the tummy in, rotate. For level 2, elbow outside the knee, twist a little further. Take 3 breaths. Right down to the belly, into the back. Where does your breath go? Now lifting up, we're taking the left elbow on the left knee, palm up, close it into a fist.
Okay, lifting the right arm up, up and go bend sideways. Now shoulders are still drawing down. You can bend the elbow, hand behind the head, draw the shoulders down and take that left hand to the floor. You can gaze up or gaze down at the floor. I always find it a little more comfortable than restful, but keeping the chest really open. I don't let my elbow drop down. I keep the chest open, shoulders are down. So quite a strong move. Back is engaged, chest engaged, hips are stretching. Okay, beautiful. Bring your hand down to the floor and we're going to tuck back to under and come into a down dog. Okay, so after a few little moves from side to side, let's walk the feet to the hands. Have the heels under hips so the feet are hip width apart. Hold the elbows, tummy in, let the upper body hang down. Chin to chest if you can, and then move your elbows from side to side. Now bring yourself to a stance on, just move your head forward and backward in a yes movement, and from side to side in a no movement. Hands on shins, let's breathe in, tighten the tummy, draw it up, and slide your hands up your legs. Let's bring shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Give yourselves a shake. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do some balances. So we're starting off with a tree pose. So let's roll the right foot forward, go onto the ball of the foot and tighten into your abdomen, into your belly. Now we're going to bring the knee out to the side, squeeze your buttocks together and just push your hips forward so you create some tension in the inner thigh. Now let's breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, hands to chest. Now with your foot you can take a second position, foot to calf, or third position, lift your foot a little higher, or if you can do it without your helping hand, please do. Now we're going to breathe in, lift the arms above the head in prayer, draw the shoulders down but lift the rib cage up and draw the navel in. The buttocks should be firm. Let's take 3 breaths. Just fill the whole of your ribs up, or the whole of your lungs up with air. Now float your hands down behind your back. Hold your elbows if you can, or hold your wrists. Lower the shoulders down, rib cage lifts, tummy's drawn in and buttocks is firm. Take 3 breaths, just fill up the rib cage in your back. Beautiful. Bring your hands back to prayer, your knee forward, take a little kick and float your foot down. Lower your hands down and just walk with your feet. Release any tension out of ankles. Try that on the other side. Rolling your foot forward. Give your buttocks a little squeeze, tummy firm, knee out to side. Now make sure the buttock squeezes a little bit more, hips forward, inner thigh switches on. Okay, lovely. Deep breath in. And breathe out, hands down to chest, and then change your foot to the same position as you had it last time. Let's take a deep breath in, arms above the head in prayer, shoulders draw down, tummy draws in and ribs lift. 3 big breaths into the rib cage, into the whole of the lungs if you can, back and front. And bring the arms behind the back. We usually hold this elbows the same way, so I want you to change the way you hold your elbows or your wrists. Let's take 3 breaths. Bring your hands back to chest in prayer, knee forward, little kick forward, float your foot down, lower your hands down and take a walk with your feet. Okay, lovely. Now we have a dancer pose. So today, I can face forward today, I think, just for a change. Sometimes it's better sideways, sometimes it's better forward.
All right, so with our dancer, we're going to roll our foot forward, the right foot forward, tighten the tummy, lift the knee up. Now you might want to challenge yourself by holding your foot, tap the knee to nose, then hold the foot, line it up with your knees, squeezing your buttocks, tighten your thighs, so you need to push hips forward, lifting the left arm up. So level 1, dancer. Level 2, start to float yourself into a diagonal position. Keep the standing knee a little bit soft. And then level 3, push the top of the foot in the hand and then lengthen through the arm, through the standing leg, draw the shoulders down, tummy in, and let's see if we can find the stretch in the thigh, in the back, the arms and leg. Take 3 breaths. Okay, float the hand down. Let's bring the knee forward. See if we can tap that knee to the nose again and then float the foot down. Just a little extra balance for those who can. Walk your feet. Let's try it on the other side. You might find one side a little bit steadier than the other. Just take special note and work a little bit harder in that side. So let's roll the left foot forward, tighten the tummy. Let's lift the foot, and let's tap knee to nose and float that foot back, lining the knees up, lift the hand up, shoulders draw down, squeeze your buttocks, rib cage lifts, reach your arm up, and let's float forward. So bend your standing knee, start to float forward to a diagonal at the position you're most comfortable, and then level 3, press the top of the foot in the hand, create that bow, stretch through the arms, legs, work the thigh. That's it, beautiful. 3 breaths. And then float your knee forward. Let's tap knee to nose and float the foot down. Standing up nice and tall. Let's walk the feet. All right. So let's try some standing strength. I'm going to turn around this way, just for a change. And bend the knees. Let's step the right foot back. So as we straighten our left leg, lift the right foot up. Keep our hips nice and even. Then lunge your foot back for a triangle. So lower the back heel down, lift your arms up. Turn your hips and chest sideways and your arms are in a T position. Let's straighten the front leg. Squeeze the buttocks together, hips forward, inner thigh starts to work. Let's breathe in, reach forward. That's it, beautiful. And then breathe out. We're going to come into a triangle. So we want to make sure the buttocks is squeezing, hips are forward, shoulders draw away from hips. Now, if you find that you're quite comfortable in this position with the arm inside the leg, just take it outside. So it should be just as easy to balance as when your arm is at the front. But you must keep your buttocks nice and firm. Now we're breathing into the top side of the body. Now let's bend the front knee, come up into warrior 2. Shoulders are down, squeeze the buttocks together. Make sure your inner thighs working, so your knee pushes out just a little bit to the side. Look over your front middle finger, and the chest is still facing sideways, so don't make the mistake of rotating your chest forward. It will put your back shoulder in an uncomfortable position. 3 breaths. Now let's try that breath down into the belly, ribs, chest and back. Breathe out, chest and back, ribs, belly. And again, breathe into belly, ribs, chest and back. Breathe out, chest and back, ribs and belly. Try one more yourself. Okay, elbow to knee. We're coming into a side angle pose, palm up, hand into fist. Reach the other hand to the ceiling. Shoulders draw down. And then you can extend your arm. So you want to lift your rib cage up a little so you're not leaning so far down. Just a nice extended arm. Take 3 breaths in the front of your body. Try the 3-part breath. And now we're going to take that top arm, circle it back, and then as we rotate the arm, the hips should go forward, warrior one. Roll the shoulders back and downwards, draw the arms back as far as you can manage. Let's take 3 of those big breaths in the front of our body. Beautiful, float your hands to your hips. Now you can heel toe your foot a bit closer, rotate the hips forward and step forward. Let's try that on the other side. So let's bend those knees. Now this time we're going to lift the left foot up and straighten the right leg. Beautiful. Lunge that foot back for a triangle. So you want to make sure it's a reasonable distance. Swoop the arms forward, up and over. Straighten the front leg. So chest and hips are facing sideways. Okay, squeeze the buttocks together, hips forward. Feel the inner thigh switch on at the front leg. Then push the hips towards the back of the mat. And then triangle into position. So here we are. Now again, squeeze the buttocks together, shoulders draw down. You can take your hand on the other side of your leg now. You might be able to reach the floor, you might not. Just depends on how stretchy you are and how stretchy you are on the day. So 3 nice big breaths. And then lifting up, bend the front knee. Coming into warrior 2. Shoulders stay down, firm buttocks. Let's look over the front middle finger. And keep breathing. Right down to the belly. Remember, don't bypass your chest. Breathe into the belly, ribs, chest. Breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. And again, belly, ribs, chest, and chest, ribs, and belly. Let's go into a side angle pose. Palm up, hands closed. Lift your arm up, shoulders draw down. Now just lift that rib cage up a little and extend the arms sideways. So ideally your fingers, hips and outer edge of the back foot are all lined up. Nice firm waist. Let's try those 3 breaths. All right, beautiful. Now circle the arm back. Bring your arms forward. Now you might want to just heel toe your foot a little bit forward. Get those hips in a nice line so they should be square forward. That's it. Push through the back heel. Feel the whole of your feet connecting to the floor. Now big breaths into the front of the body. Belly, ribs, chest and back. Breathe out, chest, ribs, belly. And again, in your own time, find the use of your whole lungs. And then lower your hands down to hips. You might want to heel toe the back foot in again and step your back foot forward. Let's take a walk with our feet. Okay, very nice. Now we need to do some stretches. So why don't we do just 1 or 2 sun salutes to stretch ourselves out a little bit after that. So let's take a deep breath in. Sun salute and breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. And breathe in, plank. Breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, down dog. Step your feet together. Lift your right leg up, 3-leg dog. And lunge between your hands. Step your back foot next to your front foot. Flat back, breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute. Lift right up to the ceiling. And breathe out, hands to sides. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, sun salute. And breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe into plank, step back with your opposite leg. Breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, down dog. Step your feet together. Lift your left leg up, 3-leg dog. lunge between your hands, the other foot steps forward, flat back, breathe out, forward fold, and a big breath in, sun salute. Breathe out, hands to sides, bring your hands back to chest, deep breath in and out. It's a lovely way to stretch your body out. Okay, so now we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor for some hip stretches. So deep breath in, sun salute, and breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, flat back, and breathe out, chest to thighs, and step your knees back into a cat position. We're taking our right knee forward, slide the left knee back. Okay, so coming down to elbows, draw shoulders towards hips. So you don't want the shoulders up here and arch into the back. You want to draw the shoulders down, so looking between your fists. Now you can stack your fists, rest your head on top. You can stack your hands and rest your head on top, or you can extend your arms forward with elbows lifted or elbows on the floor. But make sure you draw your shoulders towards your hips and draw your navel up. Now find out where you can breathe, so you can relax into the belly a little bit as you do your breathing. So fill your lungs up, fill your belly up, fill your rib cage up, just fill up the whole of the lungs. Okay, beautiful. Now let's lift up. Now we're going to bring that knee back into the cat position and bring the other knee forward and slide that left leg back. Lower yourself down to your elbows. You can stack your fists and rest your head on top. And again, just pick the same arm position that you picked before. Remember to draw the shoulders towards hips. Draw the navel up to start off with, and let's start to breathe around the rib cage, around the belly and the back. Alright, now we're going to lift up, take a seat and swing your leg forward. Now we're going to take the other leg over the top, and we're going to stretch the sciatic nerve. So by putting our leg in this position, it's going to put added pressure into the back of the leg where our sciatic nerve is. So let's see if we can find it. So lining the knees up, so you take one hand outside the knee and the other hand on the ankle. Try to line those knees up. You can pick your hips up and sit down. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. Toes come forward. Now let's take a deep breath in. Link your fingers, reach it up to the ceiling, pull the tummy in and bend forward. Now try to bring your palms around your foot. If you can't, just place your hands on shin or the floor. Pull the tummy in, bring your head towards your knee. Now can you feel that lovely big stretch in the back of the leg? That's what we're looking for. Perhaps a little tingling in the toes, perhaps a little work in the hips. And for the very flexible, you may not be feeling quite so much. So let's breathe into the belly, the lower back, and feel that breath going to the leg. So we're just imagining that breath going down the leg to the heel and the toes. Now walk your hands up and we're going to change legs. So let's get the other leg across. Pick the hips up and sit down. Bring your toes forward. And let's take a deep breath in. Link the fingers, reach up, pull the tummy in, reach forward. And again, if you can, palms around the foot, or just pick the same position for your hands as last time. Okay, so let's look for the stretch in the back of the leg and tingling in toes and hips. If that's uncomfortable for you, just go gently. Bring your breath down to belly and the lower back and try to settle any nerves or muscles down that might be feeling a little uncomfortable. Okay, walk your hands back to your hips. So let's extend both legs. Give the legs a nice shake. And we're going to just, you can have your legs straight or bend your knees. Well, let's take a deep breath in. Lift your arms up, breathe out, tighten the tummy. And we're going to pull the tummy in, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And come to the end, to a nice lying position. Walk your feet to the end position and then bring the knees to the chest one at a time. Draw the navel down. You can lift your hips up a little to lengthen through the spine and place them down. Now let's lift those legs up if it's comfortable for you. So in a rod pose. Arms by the sides, let's tighten the tummy, draw it down, and just lower the legs down a little bit. Now, if this is enough for you, don't go any further. If you need to hold backs of legs, that's fine, do that. Lower your legs a little further, tighten the tummy. You might want to rotate the feet out a little, lower down a bit more. That might be enough for some people. Some of you might be able to go a little lower. Please feel free to do that. Then lift your legs up, bring your knees to your chest, and just rock from side to side, just 2 or 3 times. Now let's lift our legs up again to the ceiling, tighten the tummy, draw the navel down, and let's bring the arms over the head. Now if you don't have the flexibility for this, just keep your arms by your sides. Perhaps you can even hold your elbows. Now chin tucks in, lengthen through the back of the neck, tighten the tummy, draw it down. Now let's lower one leg down towards the floor, keep the waist nice and tight. Now your leg can hover, or you can just bring it to any distance down that you feel comfortable. Okay, let's change sides. Lower the leg down, keep the tummy tight, make sure the lower back is comfortable, lift the leg up. We're going to change the cross of the elbows, so let's change them over and lower that right leg down again. And then tighten the tummy, lift the leg up. Breathe in, lower the leg, other leg down, tighten the tummy, breathe out, lift that leg up. Okay, let's bring those knees to the chest. Beautiful. Just rock from side to side. Make sure you're quite comfortable. All right. Now join me in a shoulder stand if you can. So lifting your legs up, then tighten the tummy, lift the hips. Place your hands around your back, your thumbs around your waist at the top of your pelvis. Let's rotate the ankles. Let's try 5 times one way and 5 times the other way. Okay, beautiful. This is a wonderful position to be in. Just having the legs up. Just letting the blood move down to your heart. Now let's bring the knees to the nose. Hands to the floor. Roll your spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Place your feet on the floor and let's take 3 breaths as we lift up into a ramp. So let's breathe into the belly, breathe out, navel to spine, squeeze your buttocks, breathe in. Arms overhead and breathe out. Roll the spine down, bring the hands to the sides. Then breathe in, peel the vertebrae off the floor. Arms overhead and breathe out, rolling down, arms to sides. Let's try one more breathing movement. Breathe in, peel the vertebrae off the floor. Nice, squeeze your buttocks and breathe out. Let's roll ourselves down, bring the hands to sides. Now from here, you can bring your feet as wide as your mat and drop your knees inwards. Or you can bring your soles of feet together and drop the knees outwards in a butterfly pose. So we're getting an additional stretch on the inner thighs. And then press the elbows in the floor, lift the shoulder blades up, hug them together, flatten the back down, chest nice and open, left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Lift your head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. And let's start to breathe in the belly.
you're ready, extend your legs, bring your arms to sides, palms up, shoulder blades nice and flat. Tuck your chin in slightly. Now rock your feet inwards and outwards, just roll them inwards and outwards. And on about the third time, drop the feet out and loosen up into the inner thigh. Let them roll outwards. Let's focus on breathing down to the belly. Remember your whole big breath, belly, ribs, chest, and then breathe out, chest, ribs, and belly. Try a few more of those breaths. Now turn the video off if you'd like to relax for a little bit longer, 5 or 10 more minutes. Then turn the video on and join me to finish. Now move your fingers and toes, bring your breath down to your belly. And then walk your feet to the end position, rolling onto your side. Resting your head on your arm. Take a few breaths here. Then lifting up into a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. Just lift the rib cage up gently, lower the chin down. Relax your shoulders so they're nice and soft. Lengthen through the back of the neck, comfortable neck. Let's breathe in, lift the arms above the head in prayer, and breathe out, hands down to chest, thumbs to heart center. Start to focus on your breathing. Let's breathe into the belly, into ribs, chest and back, and breathe out, chest and back, ribs and belly. Let's do that again. Breathe into belly, ribs, shoulders and back. Breathe out, chest, ribs and belly. And again, breathe into belly, ribs, chest and back. Breathe out, chest and back, ribs and belly. Try one more at your own pace. Wonderful. Take it. That's it, beautiful. And just remember that breathing and have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Wonderful. Join me again. And if you enjoyed this video, press like and make a comment. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel and get regular updates. Enjoy the rest of your day.